Welcome to today's Deep Dive, everyone. I'm your host, and today we are looking into a really fascinating set of quiet time notes, a personal reflection, and the ancient text of Psalm 105, verses 23 through 45, specifically for April 27, 2026.
Yeah, I'm really excited for this one. It's a great selection of sources.
It really is. Our mission today is to, uncover a surprisingly tender perspective hidden inside this massive historical narrative. So, okay, let's unpack this, because usually when we think of ancient biblical stories like the Exodus, we picture, rigid rules or just divine frustration.
Oh, definitely. Like lightning bolts, anger, the whole nine yards.
Yeah.
But these sources highlight something entirely different, which is joy. And that's, frankly, completely wild when you look at the sheer scale of the events in Psalm 105.
Right, yeah, like turning water to blood.
Exactly. Turning water to blood, swarms of frogs just hopping into the king's private chambers. You've got hail and, locusts devouring everything in sight.
And then Israel finally leaves Egypt with silver and gold. And the text actually says Egypt was so terrified, they were glad to see them go. I mean, it's intense.
It is really intense. And that epic scale, it extends right into the wilderness, too. Like, the provision is completely supernatural. A literal cloud spread out for a covering to block the sun.
Oh, wow. Yeah, I don't even think about the desert heat.
Right. And a pillar of fire for a nightlight, basically. Quail, bread raining from heaven, and water just gushing from dry rocks like a river.
Okay, but wait, I have to push back here a little bit.
Yeah.
Because knowing human nature, these rescue people were notoriously complaining and rebelling during those 40 years in the wilderness.
Oh, absolutely. They were not easy to manage at all.
Right. So why would anyone continue to provide for such ungrateful people instead of just giving up? Like, how does that frustration coexist with this idea of joyful provision?
Well, what's fascinating here is how the text answers that exact question. And it's not with this, heavy sigh of divine resignation. If you look at verse 43, the text explicitly says, God brought his people out with joy, and his chosen ones with singing.
Wait, with joy? Like actual joy?
Yes, actual joy. The narrative isn't about, managing difficult employees. The overarching theme is covenant faithfulness, which brings us to the personal reflection from the notes that I just loved.
Oh, the story about the amusement park. Yeah, go ahead and share that one.
So there's this busy father who assumes his wife is completely exhausted. She just spent the entire day at a really distant amusement park with their young kids.
I mean, I'm exhausted just thinking about that. An entire day at a theme park with little kids sounds like a literal marathon.
Right, that was his exact assumption too. But instead of collapsing, she gives him this bright smile and says that being with the children made her so happy she wasn't tired at all.
Wow. So the sheer joy of just being with them totally overrides the physical exhaustion and, the hassle.
Exactly. And from a human viewpoint, dealing with a rebellious people for 40 years should definitely cause a leader to quit. But because of that covenant faithfulness, the divine perspective is completely different.
It's more like a loving parent who genuinely delights in their children, rather than some disappointed taskmaster just waiting for them to mess up.
Precisely. The anger we see in other parts of the broader story, it's just the friction of a real relationship. But the baseline reason the provision never stops is that pure, unconditional joy.
So what does this all mean for you listening right now? I mean, are you currently viewing the divine as disappointed in you, or as someone who faithfully provides for you, even in those really quiet, ordinary ways?
Yeah, it's a huge perspective shift, honestly.
It really is. Realizing that this care isn't begrudging, but genuinely joyful, it just changes everything.
It really does. And it leaves us with a provocative thought to end on today. If this deep, unconditional joy isn't dependent on your perfect obedience, how might accepting that joyful care completely change the way you face your own wilderness season? Maybe, despite the messy trek through the desert, the one guiding you is just happy you're there.